Hey, it's Paul with Rack Attack, and this is the Dometic CFX3 55IM. IM stands for Ice Maker, which is a unique feature to this particular fridge freezer. Let's take a look inside. We'll just grab the lever and lift open the lid, and you can see the internal capacity, which is 55 liters. You have two baskets. This main basket has a center divider to help keep your items organized. There's a secondary basket that sits on top of the ice maker, and the ice maker sits on top of the compressor. So the ice maker consists of the compartment. We'll open up the lid, and here you have two silicone ice trays, one of which we've already frozen. So this has been in the refrigerator for about 2 hours and it's mostly frozen. This other ice tray we just recently filled with water to show how having the lid helps to keep the water contained and so it doesn't spill out while you're maneuvering the ice tray and also perhaps driving with the refrigerator in the vehicle. So now I can go ahead and close that and snap shut, but the entire assembly can be removed, and that way you can actually use that capacity if you prefer for just refrigeration or for freezing, since this interior space can be used for either freezing or just refrigeration. So now there is an element that sits right below the ice trays which can be turned on and off. So that element has the on-off functionality, which we'll show you on the control panel. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that back into place. Now with the lid open, let's take some measurements so you can get a feel for what you may be able to carry inside. So the width of the compartment here is 21 inches. The depth is 13 inches, and the deep internal height is 13 inches. The internal height with the ice maker tray in place is 4 inches. The ice maker tray itself is about 1 inch thick, so that means that without the ice tray, you're about 5¼ inches. So lots of space to carry all kinds of different items that you may want to take on a road trip or a camping trip. So let's go ahead and put these back into place. Now let's look at a few other features of this design. So here we have the lid. The lid is removable, and to remove it, you just forcefully push back on it, and then you can remove that lid in order to fully clean around the perimeter. It also enables you to reposition these pins if you prefer to open on the opposite side. You can see here how you have the plastic inserts, and that allows you to reposition the lid from one side to the other if you choose to do that. To put the lid back into place, you have the stainless steel pins and the stainless steel hinge. You just align those and give it a hard push on the top, and the lid is back in place. Now also on the lid you have a compressible gasket, and so when you close the lid and this handle clicks, you know you have a good, efficient seal around the entire perimeter. Also for the efficiency, it's using the polyurethane insulation, about 4 centimeters of polyurethane. Lastly, if you are cleaning on the inside, at the very bottom of the cooler, you do have a plug that allows you to drain any excess water there, and that plug can be installed and removed with or without the basket in place. Okay, let's go ahead and close the lid and make sure we get a click to ensure that the lid is closed. Another feature to this design, if for some reason the lid does not get fully closed, there is an alarm that will notify you so that you can be sure to keep it locked and closed, and then that way there's no risk of the temperature dropping significantly. Other features to know about on the CFX3, here's where your compressor is, and this is a variable speed compressor, so it's extremely efficient, and Dometic claims that it uses approximately the same amount of wattage as a 60-watt light bulb. So very low wattage, very low power consumption, so it makes it very easy to operate on different power sources. So for example, currently we have this refrigerator freezer running on Dometic's portable lithium battery, and so it can operate this particular CFX 55IM easily for 48 hours. And in most cases on longer road trips, you will be powering and charging the battery with your vehicle battery plugged into your 12-volt outlet, and only need the actual lithium battery of this portable battery for times when you're parked and stopped. So a great way to power the refrigerator, and be sure to look for our video where we'll go into this portable lithium battery in full detail. So now other methods of powering include your standard charger here. So here on the side we have both the AC connection port, which is where you could plug this into a standard household 110 outlet. And then now you can see here we have it plugged into the DC outlet as well. Let's take a look further at the end of the plug for the DC. So this plug you can actually unscrew, and then it gives you an alternative method of connection as well, a two-prong connection as well. Also, there's a fuse in case there's any surges from your connection, and you can replace that fuse and get back up and running quickly. Okay, let's plug this back in. Okay, now let's take a look at the control panel, which is located on this end. So this is a weatherproof control panel with soft touch buttons. We'll go ahead and look at some of the features here. So here you have your home screen, which is showing an outline of your fridge freezer, and it's showing the current temperature at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. So generally 41 degrees is ideal for refrigeration, and you can bring it down to 5 degrees, which is ideal for freezing applications. So you have that range, plus you can go even colder. Now here above you can see we have the charge method, which is the DC connection. That would change to AC if you have it plugged into a standard outlet. Now alongside that you can see the dimmed Bluetooth connection, as well as a dimmed Wi-Fi connection as well, and that shows you your two different smartphone connection options. Also within this graph down below, you can see this outline here. You can see the square box that's representing the ice tray, and it's lit, which indicates that it's on. And then below that is a dot, which indicates the compressor is currently running, because we have this refrigerator currently set at 41 degrees and it's running to bring it down to 41 degrees. So let's check out some of the other features. Over here we'll press the OK button, and now you can see we have the menu options. This is the temperature setting. So I press OK to bring us to the temperature setting, and here I can adjust that temperature setting up and down and choose the appropriate temperature for my application. And then I'll press OK to save that. Next we have battery protection. So depending on the method of powering this fridge freezer, you may want to choose high if you're plugged in directly to your vehicle's 12-volt connection to save your vehicle's battery in case it is running low. You can come down low, which is the standard recommended protection level. You can go low if you're connected at home to an AC, standard AC connection, 120 or 110 volt connection there. And then so here we'll go back to medium and press OK. Now we can go down to Bluetooth, and this is for the smartphone app that's available, and we'll click on for that. And Wi-Fi is another option for your smartphone connection, should you choose to pick that. These settings would be on, off, and reset, and you can enter in the Wi-Fi name and password on the smartphone app. Okay, this will keep off. And then next we have display, and that's simply the display brightness. We'll keep that at full. Now here you have your temperature units, so should you choose to, if you prefer Celsius, you can see all your settings in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Okay, and then lastly we have the ice maker. So ice maker will go there, and then let's go ahead and turn that off temporarily. So we'll click OK. And then let's go back to the main menu. And now here you can see on that representation that the ice maker is now dimmed, which means that it is off. Okay, let's go back and to OK, and back down to ice maker, and let's turn that back on again so our ice won't melt. And then we can go back, and now you can see again it's lit up brightly, showing that it's back on again. Okay, so we also have some other features that we can show you that will demonstrate the Bluetooth connectivity. And I'll go ahead and launch the Dometic app, which is free on the Google Play Store or on Apple App Store. And so this is a representation of all the functionality that we have on the control panel here on your smartphone. So I can press the plus and minus to raise and lower the temperature, and you can see it has immediate changes here on the control panel. You can slide the slider to do the same thing. You have the same representation of the particular fridge freezer, and it does show that the ice maker is on. Now we can scroll over, and this will show the history of the cooling of the fridge freezer with a linear graph. Right now it's not showing that since we just launched the app, so it needs some time to generate the information. Let's go over to, we have day, week, hour, and then it can show you the history of the cooling. Okay, and then also up here on the menu, we can see the other features that are also represented. So we have the battery protection, which we discussed. You can make that change here on your smart device. You can turn on and off the ice maker. You can set that temperature alarm that we discussed earlier in case the lid is inadvertently left open. We can also set the temperature unit from Fahrenheit to Celsius if you prefer on the phone. And then here's the network connection. That's where you would enter in the name and password of your network connection. And then below that, we have upgrade your CFX3, which basically just takes you to the Dometic website so you can see other options, including the portable lithium battery that you may want to upgrade to, and support warranty registration and the version of this particular software. Okay, so now back over here, we can go to the on-off. Should you choose to turn off the unit, you can do that remotely as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and then it gives you a warning, and then we can say okay. And then you can see here the compressor is shut down. Let's turn that back on again. Okay, and now it's turned back on again. Okay, so those are all the features of the phone app that's available. Okay, one other thing we can look at is the tamper-resistant feature that's available. So if you're concerned of someone tampering with the temperature, you can see here there's an icon for locking. What you want to do is be on the home screen and press the up and down button simultaneously. If you don't quite get it simultaneously, try again. There we go. And then you'll see a locked icon come up, and now if I press any of the other buttons, those are inactive. Okay, let's go ahead and activate those buttons again by holding both up and down button together. Okay, and now we can use those buttons again. Also over here we have a USB-A charge port. This is a 2-amp charge port, which is a very fast charger. So ideal for charging your smart devices, your phone, a tablet, perhaps a drone, other USB-A compatible devices. Some other things we can look at from the exterior. When we're here, we got high quality aluminum handle that is spring-loaded. This handle is also used as your tie-down point for the unit, so if you want to tie it down inside your vehicle, you can do that. The outer construction is a very durable material. It's called an ExoFrame, and it's designed to provide excellent durability and long-term durable use. Okay, well, those are all the key features of the Dometic CFX3 55IM. This product and the full line of Dometic products are available at rackattack.com. Please see the link in the description for all your buying options. And if you have any questions about this particular product, feel free to leave those in the comment section below. And consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We have over 2,000 rack-related videos, and we upload new videos weekly. That's all for this one, and thanks for watching.